Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Willamette High School in beautiful Eugene, Oregon, where tonight the Roseburg boys basketball team will take on the Wolverines in a Southwest Conference matchup. Roseburg trying to bounce back after a loss to league leader South Medford on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Willamette is probably feeling all right after picking up a narrow victory on top of crosstown rival Sheldon. We'll see which team is able to build a little momentum here as we enter into the final 5 games of the regular season for the Roseburg boys. For Willamette, they're down to, I think, their final 4, if I remember correctly. Here, yeah, their final 4 games for the Wolverines, and it all starts tonight on a Friday night here in Eugene. It was beautiful on the drive up. Not sure what it's like outside. We've been in the gym for a little bit. No windows as we get ready for tonight's matchup. We're going to have a chance to catch up with head coach Jordan Humphreys here in just a few moments as we continue on with our pregame, counting down to tip-off between the Indians and the Wolverines. As we get ready for tonight's matchup, remind you that Roseburg High basketball is streaming live online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube to watch it there, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow Roseburg High Sports throughout the school year. If you subscribe and hit the little bell notification button, you'll get alerted when we go live with another broadcast of Roseburg High Sports. So hit the subscribe button to follow Roseburg High Sports throughout the school year. We're going to have tip-off coming up here in just a few moments from Willamette High School. We're at the Wolverine Den, getting ready for tonight's matchup. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, it's time to talk with head coach Jordan Humphreys as we continue on with your pregame show from Eugene. This is Roseburg Boys Basketball on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at good vibrations. Top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Copy. Back with more of our pregame here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM, streaming with pregame online at 541radio.com. Tonight, Roseburg taking on the Willamette Wolverines as we continue through Southwest Conference play. Joining us is head coach Jordan Humphreys. Coach, real quick, going back to last game on Tuesday at home against South Medford, the more I sit and think about it, 80 points is usually a winner for you guys, or at least puts you right there in contention. That was a wild contest when you kind of stopped to have a moment to kind of think and reflect on what went on Tuesday night. What stands out to you the most?
It definitely was an interesting game. Sometimes the game starts and you got one thing in your mind that's going to happen, and the the play dictates another way, and you just kind of roll with it and let it go and see what happens. And that's kind of what we did. And obviously not the outcome we wanted. But it was definitely an exciting night. A lot of records broken, and some good talent shown. Not necessarily great defense or anything, but some good talent was shown.
What was the focus after that game? You guys get a couple of days of practice, walking alongside Carter Steadman. You said you kind of been able to move on and had a couple of good days of practice. What have you guys been trying to focus on to be able to grow from that game?
Yeah, I was ready to have to come back the day after and kind of rally the troops and get them pulled back together. But I think they've heard the message long enough that they already knew what to say, and they were already communicating with each other about, doesn't really matter. We got to get the next one. We got to get refocused, and the mood in practice was pretty light the next day. We were able to joke around a little bit and then get down to work and get focused right back on Willamette. There wasn't a whole lot of hanging heads. There wasn't a whole lot of negativity, and I think they know the drill and know what's at stake if we get hung up on that one, that we could hurt ourselves.
You guys continue through, conference play, and I think after that game we discussed about how, you guys are still in the spot to be able to accomplish the goals that you guys set out to do, which is host a playoff game, which hasn't been done at Roseburg in quite some time. So kind of, I know it was disappointing, a 30-point loss, 111, a lot of wow kind of things when you look at that score, but still you guys are in a good spot for where you want to be. Kind of continuing to try and keep those goals and those minds in focus here. What do you keep saying to these guys about trying to make sure that stays at the forefront of their mind?
It's the same goal we've talked about from the beginning. It's the same thing we've talked about since the beginning, and we just keep staying focused, and we got our goals written on the whiteboard in the locker room, and so guys see them every day, and they know what it takes, and we update, where we're at and what it's going to take, and we're still focused on 1-0. It's about 1-0 in practice. It's about working to get ourselves better in that practice so that we can get ourselves better for the next game.
You kind of look at how things have played out right now in conference play and where Willamette is in the standings and in the rankings. This is kind of a game that you write down as one you guys need to have, not one you can let slip away. And I know winning on the road in conference is never easy, no matter where somebody is at in the standings. But, that controlling your destiny, knowing where you're at in the standings, knowing where you're at in the RPI, how important does it make tonight's game for you guys?
Yeah, they're all important, right? Like you said, they're all important. Right now everybody's bunched up in the middle in second place, and we gotta make sure we win the ones that we're supposed to, which at this point is all of them. It's nice. We got South Medford out of the way the first one of the second half, and everybody else still has to face them. And so we just know we take care of ourselves, then we're going to be okay. We don't talk a whole lot about standings and RPI and that type of stuff. Obviously, we know and they know we need to get a home win. We need to be in the top 16, which basically just means we need to win out, and that's our goal. And if we do that, then we'll be fine.
Last time you guys met up against Willamette, it was a tight first half with the game going back and forth. But then you guys kind of went on a run, got the defense ramped up, and took a big run into the halftime, and they continued into the third quarter to be able to pull away from a Wolverines team that if they get hot and shots start dropping, they can really be a problem. What are you guys looking to try and accomplish here tonight?
It's definitely going to be interesting. They slowed it down and beat Sheldon on Tuesday night, and they've sped it up and beat South Eugene. So they've played both styles, and we're just going to try to feed off. The energy from Tuesday was still great, no matter what you're saying. We played hard the whole game, which is always one of our goals. And if we just try to feed off of that energy from Tuesday night and continue to play just as hard all the time, then we'll be fine. Obviously, playing on the road's hard. A lot of them haven't played in this gym before, but Willamette's got good game plans, and they've played lots of people tough, and we just got to make sure we're focused and take care of what we do.
Maybe next time here in the depths of Willamette, we'll find a spot that's not apparently the dribbling practice hallway. But we get ready for tonight. Coach, thanks for the time, and we'll look forward to seeing what happens out there tonight.
Sounds good. We'll be prepared to be scared.
Head coach Jordan Humphreys joining us here in the pregame show as we count down to tip-off between Roseburg and Willamette. Now appreciate Coach joining us there and giving us some insight into tonight's matchup as we get ready for tip-off. Roseburg coming into this one 14-5 on the season, and they are 4-3 in conference play. Roseburg losers in their last game, and 111-80 victory for South Medford. And to be honest with you, I wanted to try and see if I could figure out if that was probably the most points ever allowed by a Roseburg basketball team. Unfortunately, I didn't find stats that were going to go back far enough. I mean, it's the largest score I've ever seen covering Roseburg boys basketball, and that's been a little while now. It hasn't been obviously decades, but it is getting close to being around a decade that I've been here with the team, and so it's definitely the highest score I've seen covering the team. I don't know if it's the highest ever. 111 is a big score in a high school basketball game. It was high scoring from the get-go, 30-24 the score at the end of the first quarter. South Medford leading the way in that one at that point in time. They led nearly the whole game. Roseburg had a 2-point lead at one point, but that was as much as they would lead by in that game. It was 50-39 at halftime, South Medford in front. South Medford's Bodie Howell scored a school record 53 points. Jackson Wieland added 28. Micah Mendoza led Roseburg. He had a career night, 39 points. He fell 4 points shy of the school record of 43 set by Colin Warmoth back in 2019. It was kind of some discrepancy. I think Medford reported Micah at 39. Roseburg's book had it at 40. The online stat keeping program, Huddle, that they use for Roseburg eventually calculated Micah at 39. I had him at 39, so I'm going to go with 39 because that's what he's going to go into the stats as, because that's what Roseburg will use for their stats, is that Huddle account. And so I'm going to go with 39. Either way, it was a really big night for Micah Mendoza. Unfortunately, not quite enough for Roseburg to stay in that game against South Medford. When that team is hitting, it's hard to stop them. Meanwhile, against for Willamette, they're coming off of a 38-37 win over Sheldon on Tuesday. That one was at Sheldon High School here in Eugene. Neither team shot well, and on their Huddle account, saw some highlights from that one, and it looked like Willamette might have been just barely into double digits into the second half. So not a lot of scoring in a 38-37 victory for the Wolverines. They led 34-32 with a minute 34 left to go. They would get a steal on a possession by Sheldon. That helped them seal the win in that one. The last time the two teams met, Roseburg won 79-63 back on January 20th. That game back and forth through the first half, but Roseburg pulled ahead with a 22-0 run that started in the second quarter, went into the third quarter. Roseburg was 18-25 at the free throw line, and Willamette was 2 of 7. Both teams hit 9 threes in that matchup. We'll go ahead and take our final break of the pregame show. When we come back, it's time for your starting lineups. Roseburg boys basketball coming up for you tonight. And we are happy to be in Eugene, bringing you coverage on the road. When we come back, it's time for the starting lineups and tip-off. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google-certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Time now for the start of tonight's broadcast and a ball game. We will take a look at your starting lineups for the Roseburg boys to start this one off. Head coach Jordan Humphreys in his 4th year will have a starting 5 that we've become familiar with. Second team All-Southwest Conference selection. Top scorer in league games in the Southwest Conference, Micah Mendoza, a junior guard at 6'3", along with Carter Stedman, a senior at 5'9". A 6'2" senior guard, Jace Wilder. Then you've got Boston Williams, a senior 5'11" guard, an honorable mention All-Southwest Conference selection, and Hunter Fullerton, a senior guard listed at 6 feet tall. Your starting lineups there for Roseburg. On the other side, for Willamette, their starting 5 will be a sophomore Jacob Hall, a senior Shamonda Roy, a sophomore Colt Zumwalt, and a senior Miles Brooks, and then junior Braden Long. That is a look at tonight's starting lineup for Roseburg and Willamette. Our apologies that tonight we won't have a clock for you. We had some technical difficulties with our camera, and so no clock, unfortunately, for you here tonight. We'll try our best to keep you updated on the time and all of that as normal. For those that are watching online at 541radio.com. Opening tip here, it's Micah Mendoza in the center, jumping against Miles Brooks. Nobody really got it, and it will fall into the hands of Willamette. Jacob Hall will be the one to bring it across the timeline, and out to the top to get the basketball is Long. Wears the headband, has a mohawk, and he will send it back out to the top. Driving in, Jacob Hall. He will kick to the baseline. Brooks into the middle. A hook shot, no. Got his own rebound. His putback, no. Underneath, got a third attempt here for Willamette. Into the middle. A floater is up and in. Jacob Hall will get the scoring started for Willamette as they take a 2-0 lead here to begin this one. Opening 30 seconds of the ball game. Carter Stedman will attack to the right side at the wing. Nearly had it poked away. Finds the baseline cutter. The finger roll for Micah. No. A tip to try and put it back in. No. And Roseburg, though, will get a third attempt here as Micah tipped that one out to Carter Stedman. And Roseburg a third possession on their first trip down the floor. Travel call on Hunter Fullerton trying to go on the far sideline to the baseline. 7:07 to go here in the opening period. 2-0 Willamette to start things off. From the corner, the Wolverines at the end of their own bench will toss it in. Shamonda Roy, some pressure in the backcourt, will pass it up the far sideline. Not quite into the front court yet, and a travel. Roy didn't put the ball down in time. 6:54, and back into the hands of the Tribe, trailing 2-0 here in the opening period. First 8 minutes of the contest. To the left side, angles, goes Stedman to the top. He'll drive to the top of the circle, pulls it back to the right wing. Fullerton looked at an open three, didn't take it. Trying to find the backdoor cutter. The pass is knocked away by Willamette. Chase Wilder tried to find Micah Mendoza on the baseline. Bringing it up, Hall on the left side to the top. Long in the circle, back to the left side to Hall. Coming to get it, Roy will get it back off. They ball out around the perimeter between the circles, back and forth from one sideline to the other for Willamette. Passed into the corner. Zumwalt with it, out to the top. Driving, Hall kicks into the right corner, back out to the top to Roy. Long possession here for Willamette. Driving right side, collapse on the defense. Roy back to the top. Hall to the free throw line for Brooks. He drives left side, off the glass. It rattles around, and Miles Brooks will make it a 4-point lead for the Wolverines. 4-0. Roseburg quickly into the front court on the right side. Long pass by Mendoza out to an open Boston Williams. No. Rebound tipped around, and Stedman will save it back in. Roseburg will get another look at it, try to enter it in, and the defense from Willamette has been good, taking the ball away. They get another steal here. Long to the left side. Hall looks to attack, and he gets sent back out. Arroy driving, splits right through the middle. A wild shot off the mark. Another rebound here early for Carter Stedman. To the left side, Williams picks it up on the left side of the key. Right underneath goes Carter Stedman, and a jump ball. Stedman was wide open. There wasn't a guy within 3 feet of him, but he was right underneath the basket. Not a great angle to try and get a shot off. He eventually did try to force one up, got tied up. Jump ball, arrow, possession is in favor of Roseburg. Mendoza on the left wing. Tosses to the top. Williams, a straightaway three. Off the left iron, no good. Underneath, Arroy able to collect it and get it for the Wolverines. They lead 4-0. 5 minutes to go here in the first period. Attacking from the left side, the runner spits back out of the cylinder for Hall. Rebound for Stedman, his 4th in the ballgame. Big night already for Carter Stedman. Left side attacking, Fullerton out to Mendoza. Right wing three, off the mark, a little long for the lefty. And underneath, Long with the rebound. Roseburg still scoreless in this one as we near the midway point of the first quarter. 4.5, but Willamette hasn't been able to cash in on their possessions, and it's only a 4-0 ball game. Around a screen to the right side, Long, a couple of shimmy shakes, launches a three. That one rattles around and out. Underneath, Roseburg had the box out. Nobody got the rebound. It kicks out to Hall. Gives Willamette a second chance. Driving in, the short jumper halfway down before it spits out for Arroy. And with the rebound is Wilder. To Stedman, bringing it up the floor. He'll drive right side into the corner. To the right corner three. Mendoza finally gets Roseburg on the board with a three. That comes at the 4:05-minute mark here in the first quarter. Long scoring drought for Roseburg, but they're back within one thanks to a little bit of ineffectiveness by Willamette. To the right wing. Thought about a three with Zumwalt. Now he'll take it. Back iron, no. Long rebound. And that was Mendoza that got it. Gets pushed in the act of bringing that one in. And that'll draw the first whistle of the night. It goes against Willamette. That goes against Cole Zumwalt. Into the game for Willamette comes Zayden Conovad. Big man. Also into the game is Jordan Smisek. At the top, Stedman with the ball over his head. Fakes left, goes right, gets it right back from Fullerton. They work it into the left corner. Williams didn't have enough space for a three. Gets harassed by Brooks, and the whistle. Call that on Miles Brooks. The senior picks up his first foul. Second team foul for the Wolverines. 4-3 your score with 3:27 to go in the opening period. It was a low-scoring game for Willamette on Tuesday against Sheldon. So far, low scoring here against Roseburg. Roseburg, meanwhile, had a huge scoring game, 111-80. Out to the top, Boston Williams back to the right side. Beyond the perimeter, Stedman into the right corner. Fullerton looking underneath. And Roseburg, the offense just not really clicking yet. Stepping into a three goes Williams. That hits off the mark, just a bit short. Down with the rebound, the Wolverines bring it up. Smisek on the left side. Lost the handle on the floor, almost taken away by Fullerton. Double team comes, he'll pass it away. Long on the right side, hands it off to Hall. And back to Smisek. He dribbles left hand, looks to attack. Stops, almost traveled there as he shuffled his pivot feet. Drawing it back out. Willamette willing to slow this one down in the half court. To the right side, Hall. Back to Long, who will bring it back out. This has been going to go from one of the highest scoring games in Roseburg history, I'm sure, to one of the lowest scoring first quarters of the season. Out at the top, Long, a crossover, left wing three, launches. That one off the glass and falls. Braden Long makes it a 4-point game again, 7-3. On the other side, shot off the mark. Stedman underneath with the rebound, his 5th of the first quarter, and he gets hacked as Willamette tried to come in and get the steal. They call that on Conovad. Fullerton, inbounds, a lot of cutting and movement. Toss out to the top. Stedman looks underneath. He finds an open Mendoza, and he gets hammered there by Zayden Conovad, the senior, at 6'7". That'll be his second quickly here in this first quarter. 2:04 to play. 4 team fouls against Willamette, none against Roseburg. To the line will go Micah Mendoza, shooting 71% at the stripe this season. The lefty hits the first. He's got all 4 of Roseburg's points so far in a frustrating first quarter, it feels. This defense from Willamette has been kind of stifling Roseburg so far. Second one goes through, and a timeout taken by Roseburg. We'll go ahead and take the timeout as well. 30-second break. This is Roseburg boys basketball on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Okay. Everything good on your side still, Abby? Cool. Out of the timeout by Roseburg. It's a 2-point ball game, 7-5. Roseburg so far has not led in this matchup. Willamette is led by as many as 4. 2:02 to play in the first quarter. Pressure in the backcourt. A pass nearly thrown away. Jordan Thatcher now into the game. Will collect it in the front court for the Wolverines. On the right side, Hall looks to attack against Wilder. Pass out to the top. Poked away by Fullerton. He'll go coast to coast as he lays it in. And Roseburg ties it up on the steal and bucket by Hunter Fullerton. Into the front court comes Willamette. Miles Brooks gets it, makes a pass across the lane. A lot of players in the air for Roseburg. Stripping it out of the hands of Smisek was Stedman. Roseburg another steal on back-to-back possessions. Look to take their first lead on the 3 by Wilder. No. Rebound tipped around. Brooks will collect it underneath. Roseburg ties it up with about 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. It's 7-7. They've gotten steals on the last 2 possessions as they amp up the defense just a bit. Nearing the 1-minute mark here in the first. To the right side, Smisek backing his way into the lane. From the left side of the lane, high off the glass for the senior Jordan Smisek. And he puts Willamette back in front, 9-7. Right side, Williams out to the top for Stedman. Draws it all the way back out to that center circle. On the right side of the key, out at the top of the perimeter, things open up. Find the baseline cutter, and that's an easy 2 off the glass for Micah Mendoza to even things back up. Down to 36 seconds here in the first quarter. Pass up the floor, collected by Hall. Dribbles to the top, and a timeout taken by Willamette. Both teams using a timeout early. We'll take a 30-second break as well. Roseburg and Willamette tied at 9 here in the first quarter on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
31 seconds to play in the first quarter. Tonight's ball game is brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Inbound for Willamette as we wrap up this first quarter. 9-9 ball game. Willamette leading most of the way through, but Roseburg battling their way back, picking up the defense lately. Into the game, Caden Garcia has checked in, going to the bench and drawing some names off the bench here early for Willamette. Surprised we have not seen Michael Small, honorable mention all-league player. Had 9 games in the win over Sheldon. He is the number 8 overall scorer in the Southwest Conference. A 3 by Long before the buzzer. Back iron, no, and that will finish off the first quarter. It's 9-9 at the end of 1. We'll come back after a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Getting ready for the start of the second quarter. We'll get a legal ID in here in just a moment as this game is tied 9-9 going to the second quarter. Inbound for the Wolverines, who will start with the basketball to begin the second period. Out at the top, Smisek with it. Drives with the left hand, got free. Underhand pass, finds the wide open Miles Brooks. And Brooks now with 4 points in the ball game as he scores there to put Willamette back in front, 11-9. Roseburg has not led in the game, but they have tied it up a couple of times. Long pass picked off with the steal is Thatcher. He'll race it up the floor, makes the bounce pass through the lane. Drawing it back out is Garcia as he waits for the numbers to come and help out. Out at the top, Smisek. Crossover goes to his left, stops at the line, back out to Long. Slow it down. Thatcher will get it on the right side. Long works against Fullerton around a screen right side. The runner halfway down, spits out. Now a foul on Smisek. He's been good off the bench. He's been able to make plays, and the dribble drive has been able to open things up. He picks up his first. Boston Williams with the rebound and then drawing the foul. Fifth against Willamette. Still none against Roseburg. Substitution in for Roseburg. Trey Finlayson will come into the game. I believe the first substitution of the ball game. Finlayson gets it in the right corner. Out to an open look at a three from straight away for Carter Stedman. The senior does not shoot from long range often, but he gives Roseburg its first lead of the game, coming at 6:50 to go in the second quarter. On the right side, a pass tipped out of bounds. They look for some help. It'll stay with Willamette. Update from the Roseburg girls game. 18-0, Willamette in front in that one, I believe, in the first quarter there. That Willamette team is a good one, just like South Medford was last week. A foul called against Stedman here. That'll be the first against Roseburg in the ball game. So Roseburg didn't score a bucket until 4:05 to go in the first quarter. And they take their first lead at 6:50 to go in the second on that three by Stedman. Stedman coming into it a 17% three-point shooter. 11-9, make that 12-11 the score. Passed into the backcourt for Willamette. They bring it across the timeline to the left side, out to the top and around to the right side of the floor for the Wolverines. Long to O'Roy, who is checked back into the game. He drives back out to Long on the three, straight away. And Braden Long, he can hit the threes. There's his second of the ball game. He had 4 in the win over Sheldon. Back in front goes Willamette, 14-12. Stedman fires it to the right side, into the corner for Finlayson, out at the top. Stedman looking underneath, wanted Mendoza. Finlayson now will find him underneath. Mendoza a little too strong from point-blank range, and the rebound tipped out of bounds to the Wolverines. Sub in for Willamette. That is Jaden Owens that'll come into the ball game. Roseburg pressing, full court. Owens gets it, and back to Arroy. 5:53 to play in the second quarter. Arroy, double team comes, bounces it through, up the floor to Long. He draws it back. He does that. He'll attack with the dribble and then slowly pulls it back and then quickly launches a three. He will do that from time to time. He will move without the basketball, looking to get free on the right side of the floor for the Wolverines. Now it does get it as long. Down to 5:29 to go in the second quarter. Right now it is a 14-12 score in favor of Willamette. Trying to hand Roseburg their first back-to-back losses of the season. Roseburg has not lost in back-to-back games this year. Driving in, Roy got up on the right side, and he is just off the mark. He does draw a whistle. It'll be a shooting foul, and I think they put this on Stedman, who quickly picks up his second. Carter has the 3 points in the ballgame, 5 rebounds in the opening period for him. He was doing a lot even without the basketball, so 2 fouls on him could be big. Roy at the line, misses the first. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on the score. Second free throw was no good for Roy. The rebound was tipped around. It was an absolute scrum for it, and the Wolverines come away with it. Willamette in the white jerseys with the maroon numbers on the front and the back. Roseburg in the road blacks. Driving in, Roy, and a whistle as he passed it away to Conovad. And they call it against Willamette. No, they call it against Roseburg. Willamette was heading to the other end of the floor, assuming it was against them. The foul goes against Hunter Fullerton, his first. Lob in to Conovad, the big man, out to Roy. Look for the baseline cutter underneath. No for Hall. Rebound tipped around. It's Owens that comes up with it, and he's got the short jumper for Jaden Owens. And it's out to a 4-point lead once again for Willamette. That matches their largest of the ball game. Roseburg, their normal shooters, haven't really gotten going here in the second. Here's Mendoza, the corner three from the right side. No, Conovad with the rebound. Mendoza had 7 in the first quarter, nothing yet in the second. And we are nearing the midway point. Roseburg trailing 16-12. Out at the top, Hall between the legs to the left hand. And it's going to be a 2-shot foul. This on Carter Stedman, who will pick up his third. Substitutions are waiting to come in. Mark Oha and Asher Vredenberg. Chance to stretch it to its largest lead of the game here. Jacob Hall at the line. He had 9 points in the win over Sheldon. And he will not make the first. 0 for 3 now at the line are the Wolverines. A lot of changes coming here for Roseburg. Mendoza's the only player that'll stay in the game. Jace Wilder, Mark Oha, Owen Bentia, and Asher Vredenberg all checking in. Second free throw for Hall. And he will make the first free throw of the game for the Wolverines. Goes 1 of 2. 17-12, a 5-point lead into the front court. Roseburg takes the timeout. So 30-second timeout. We'll take one as well. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
From a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
(17-12) your score. Roseburg basketball brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Roseburg basketball out of the timeout. Mark Oha will run the point, fires it left side, down to the blocks. Mendoza turns around. He's got an easy jumper from mid-range. He buries that. Need to get him going. Mendoza now with 9 in the ball game. Roseburg back within 3. Pressuring again. Owens drawing it back. He gets trapped in the backcourt, and before a 10-second count, Willamette will call a timeout. We'll go ahead and take it as well. Let's get in another 30-second break on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Three-point ball game here from Willamette High School. Both teams using timeouts here early on. For those that are watching, we're just going to correct our scoreboard. 3 timeouts left for both sides. Out of the Willamette timeout, as we're under 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. The Wolverines with it on the right side. Some defensive pressure. Stolen away by Vredenberg. He'll get it to Mendoza, who lays it off the glass for 2. Nice steal there by Asher Vredenberg, and able to feed it to Mendoza in transition. A 1-point ball game underneath. Conovad lets the defense clear, and the big man gets his first 2 of the game. So Roseburg gets the steal and the points to get back within 1. Could not stop Willamette on consecutive possessions. In the middle, Wilder back out. Oha launches a 3 from straight away. Right iron, no. Rebound, tip to Long. Willamette with it. Long will walk it up the floor across the timeline through the center circle. Out to Arroy, and they revert it to the left side. Down to 3 minutes to go here in the first half of our ball game. Willamette leading this one by 3. Bentia marking Arroy, calls for help, does Arroy. Conovad helps out on the left wing. The big man, a couple of dribbles, picks it up, and will give it away to Hall at the top. Between the circles, drives right side. Back out. Mendoza marking against Long. Fancy dribbling, goes to right side, fakes to his left, drives to the right, off the iron, dances up and falls through. Now with 8 in the ball game, 21-16, back to a 5-point lead for the Wolverines. A short run by Roseburg does not go, and now an entry pass is tipped away by Conovad right into the hands of the Wolverines. Trying to get it down to Wilder, and the pass just too high. Out at the top. Arroy looks to drive against Bentia, right side, splits a lot of the defense, but a lot of hands reaching in, getting a piece of Shimon Roy. That'll be the 14th foul against Roseburg with 2:06 to go in the second quarter. Substitutions in. Conovad and Thatcher will head to the bench. Into the game came Brooks and Zumwalt. Starters back in for Willamette. In fact, they're starting 5 on the floor right now. Lob goes out to Arroy to the free throw line. He pulls up and swishes it through. Shimon Arroy makes it the largest lead of the game for Willamette at 23-16. Into the middle, Wilder out to a left side 3 by Bentia, knocks it down. Owens right on target from long range, back to a 4-point game. 1:42 to play. Roseburg right now playing into the hands of Willamette as a ball tipped away by Long, goes right to Zumwalt. Long with it in the right corner. Double team comes, and he'll throw it off of the leg of Micah Mendoza. Tries to just a little self-perseverance there in the corner, making sure he didn't get trapped with no other options. Smisek will check back in for the Wolverines with 1:33 to go in the first half. Arroy checks out. Long gets it on the right side. Draws back out into the corner. Smisek at the top, near the circle. Behind the back dribble, picks up, gets it to Hall, left side. He'll attack into the corner, back out to the top. The Wolverines working to the right side, down to 1:16 to play. Hall to the free throw line. Ooh, almost drug that back foot. Out to the top for Long. Long possession here for the Wolverines. Back to his right, Long drives, right side of the lane, goes up, gets hit, and sinks the shot. Braden Long, now with 10 points in the first half, looking to make it 11 as he goes to the free throw line. Can stretch it back to a 7-point lead. The foul on Mark Oha. And Long will hit the free throw. And it's 26-19. Vredenberg at the top. Picks it up. Gets it to Wilder on the right wing. Out to the top to Oha. Drives right side. Hands it off. No, Brooks right there trying to steal that one away on the handoff to Micah Mendoza. And that should be number 7, I think. We might get a 1-and-1. No. Guess it was only team foul number 6. I thought that was going to take us to the bonus. So Roseburg will inbound from the near sideline in front of the student section. Get it to Mendoza on the left side. He tried to cross it over. It got kicked right to Bentia in the left corner, and that'll work. He knocks down that three. Second of the game for Bentia, helping keep Roseburg in this one. Back to a 4-point game, 35 seconds. Roseburg pressuring. Smisek tosses across to the far side. Hall drives towards the corner, out to the top. Long to Smisek at the circle, to the left side. Roseburg will set up in the half-court defense. The Wolverines seeing if they can wear off enough clock for the final shot of the first half. Long, some fancy dribbling, goes to his left, pulls back out at the top, throws it near side, on the sideline. Hall stays in, out to Smisek. Pump fake and a travel. Had too many thoughts running through his head before he put the basketball down. 5.5 seconds to go here in the first half, and Roseburg trying to close it down to a one-possession game. 4-3. Mendoza out to Friedenberg on the three at the buzzer, off the mark. And we'll go to the halftime break. Willamette leading Roseburg 26-22. We'll have more on the first half for you coming up here during our halftime show. Joey Keyran with you from Willamette High School in Eugene, Oregon. It's a 26-22 lead for the Wolverines at the break here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
At the halftime break, it is 26-22, Willamette in front of Roseburg. The Wolverines trying to make amends for a loss at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium in the first half of the conference schedule. And right now they've been able to do so, and that comes without one of their leading scorers. Michael Small has not played in the game tonight, but yet it has been Braden Long who's been able to kind of carry the water for the Wolverines right now. Willamette leading by as many as 7 in the first half. They've got a 4-point lead here at halftime. Roseburg took one lead in the game. It came on a 3 by Carter Stedman that put Roseburg up by 1 with 6:50 to go in the second quarter. But then Roseburg's been unable to get a stop and go on a run against Willamette. So the Wolverines came back down, got the lead back, and they were able to hold off Roseburg throughout the rest of that first half. It was 9-9 at the end of one, and the Willamette outscores Roseburg 17-13 in the second quarter for the 26-22 lead. We'll go ahead and take another 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we will take a look at individual numbers from the first half of this one and get you squared away for the start of the second half coming up here in just a few moments. This is Roseburg boys basketball from Willamette High School on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
The big game is coming up on Sunday, and we want to make sure that you're having a good time while the teams are squaring off on the field in Glendale, Arizona. You can sign up for our Super Squares game at 541radio.com. I said on the radio earlier today I was going to cut it off at 5. To be honest with you, I'm going to be too busy doing everything else until late tonight. So if you want to squeeze in a quick entry into our Squares game presented by All Wired Up, you could have a shot at winning a 65-inch smart screen or smart TV, flat screen 4K smart TV, a Samsung version there. It is All Wired Up, providing the TV and installation. All you got to do is head to 541radio.com and get signed up. Do it tonight because we are going to cut it off here this evening. But if you get signed up here this evening, we'll get you into a square before the game on Sunday. It's our Super Squares game at 541radio.com, presented by All Wired Up. Also, we've got other gifts by B&D Meats there in Winston, so a lot of prizes going to be handed out coming up on Sunday. Well, the prize of a winner tonight is right now in favor of Willamette, but the second half still to come. Right now, it is Willamette leading 26-22 against Roseburg. 4-point lead for the Wolverines. Taking a look at scoring in this one, we start with the visiting team. Tied for a game high, Micah Mendoza with 11 in the first half. Then you've got 6 for Owen Bentia on 2 made threes coming off the bench. 3 points for Carter Stedman on a three-pointer. And then 2 points in the game for Hunter Fullerton. As for Roseburg team-wise, 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Those are Micah Mendoza free throws. And they have got 4 threes already in this one. Leading rebounder through the first half by my tally is Carter Stedman. Don't forget, coming up in the postgame show, we name your In the Paint rebound leader, brought to you by Colorcraft, the only Benjamin Moore dealer in Douglas County. So when it's time for you to get in the paint, you can expect perfect matches with Colorcraft and Benjamin Moore. Remember, Colorcraft is a paint store, not a paint department. The rebound leader is awarded a $10 gift certificate to Java Run. On the other side, for Willamette, tied for the game high, Braden Long with 11 points. He's got 2 3-pointers made in the first half. Then you've got, let's see here. 4 points for Miles Brooks, 3 points for Jacob Hall, 2 points for Jaden Owens, for Shamonda Roy, and for Zayden Conovad. Those are your scores in the first half. Willamette has 2 made three-pointers and is 2 of 5 at the free throw line so far. Checking in on the score of the Roseburg girls game. They're at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium against one of the top 6A teams in the state. Willamette leading 30-1 at halftime. And it just a brutal week there for the Roseburg girls against South Medford and Willamette in back-to-back games. Those are 2 of the top-notch teams in the state in girls basketball. Around the Southwest Conference tonight, all the action up here in Eugene tonight. Grants Pass is at South Eugene, and North Medford is at Sheldon High School. So you've got Roseburg, Grants Pass, and North Medford all traveling up here to face the 3 Eugene area schools. South Medford has the night off. Scores from last Tuesday: Grants Pass defeating North Medford 67-47. Willamette beat Sheldon 38-37, and of course Roseburg lost against South Medford 111-80. Looking at standings. Right now, South Medford at 8-0, leading the conference. Roseburg at 4-3 in second place. Grants Pass and North Medford are both 4-4, tied for third. In fifth place is Sheldon at 3-5. South Eugene at 2-5, and then Willamette at 2-6. Right now, Roseburg ranked number 16 in the latest OSAA power rankings. That would be good enough for a home playoff game in the first round if they can stay in the top 16 in the OSAA power rankings. All right, get ready for the third quarter to start here. 8 minutes on the clock. Roseburg will have the basketball now, moving from your right to your left on your radio dial. Tonight's game also streaming online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score. Stedman, Williams, Mendoza, Wilder, and Fullerton starting 5 on the floor for Roseburg. Fullerton, no-look pass back to Mendoza. Roseburg working against this zone defense here from Willamette. And that has been a bit of a struggle for Roseburg. A shooter here for Fullerton, a little too strong on the 3. The ball knocked away by Boston Williams, but he couldn't collect it before he kicks it out of bounds on the baseline. So the ball will go back to Willamette after the miss by Fullerton. It'll be good to get him going here. He's got just 2 points. Roseburg will try to press in the backcourt. Braden Long will put it up the floor to Shamonda Roy. Gets it to Brooks underneath. He goes with the wraparound lay-in. It's no good. Wilder with the rebound, and he'll work his way around traffic to bring it up the floor. Tried to pass it into the corner to Mendoza, outside of his reach, and the ball goes back to the Wolverines. For Willamette, Hall, Long, Zumwalt, Roy, and Brooks on the floor as they now move left to right in their white home jerseys. To the left side goes Hall. Hesitation dribble, back out to the top. Long, a deep 3, back iron, and Mendoza gets the rebound underneath, his third. He'll bring it up the floor, looking to attack with Willamette not quite in position. Gets right underneath. He's a bit short, has the ball ripped out of his hands as he was trying to go back up with the second chance. Up the floor on the right side, Roy out to the top, open 3 for Long, and he can't get it. And a rebound down for Mendoza. He's hitting the boards big here in the second half. Roseburg needs it. On the right side, Fullerton looking for Wilder underneath. He draws some defense. Now they get it to him, and he gets bumped. It'll be on the floor. First foul of the second half. Inbound coming from the baseline for the Tribe. The foul goes against Jacob Hall. Stedman will inbound it, gets it to Wilder, hands it right off to Mendoza. That ball halfway down before it spits out. Man, we've seen a few of those on that rim. The balls are practically through the net before they come back out. 26-22 is our score. Nobody yet in the scoring book in the second half, and that'll change on a 3 by Cole Zumwalt from the left corner. He starts the scoring in the second half, makes it a 7-point lead. Second time that Willamette is led by 7. Down in the blocks, a shot just too strong by Wilder, and Roseburg has missed so many close shots here to start the third quarter. Down to 5:42 to go. Roy draws it out to the center circle, looks for the cutter, not there. Working against Mendoza, passes it away left side to Long. Long trying to take Williams on the dribble. Pounds it out at the top. Fires it right side. Zumwalt drives in, looks for the open cutter from the backside. That's Brooks. He lays it off the glass. And a great start for Willamette here in the second half. They lead by 9, their largest of the game. 31-22. Into the corner. Head fake for Williams. Out to the top. Head fake for Fullerton. Gives it off to Stedman. Roseburg just, I would say they're struggling to find a solution to this zone, but they've gotten close shots and haven't been able to hit them. Mendoza tries for a deep three from the corner. His shot no good. Stedman will track it down, and Roseburg will get a second look. And that's an over and back. Almost looked like that was poked away by the Willamette defense. The official didn't see it the same way. He was right there on top of it. Jordan Humphreys was trying to call that it was. And the official not going to agree. 4:47 to play here in this third quarter. Long inbounds it in front of the Willamette bench. Gets it to Hall. Hall, he'll get called for a travel. Stedman got his hand in there, almost poked it away. And Hall gets called for the walk. And head coach Chad Carpenter for Willamette, he's going to argue his case against that call. Fullerton brings it up the floor to Williams on the left side. Back to the right side. Fullerton pulls up for the 2 from the elbow. No. Track the rebound. It gets tipped back out to Fullerton. Now a 3 by Boston Williams. Long and underneath the Fullerton. A second rebound. He'll put up a hook shot. No. Underneath. The rebound finally collected by Willamette. Roseburg just cannot buy a bucket to start this third quarter. They have been just unable to hit from point blank range. Long drives in. The runner is rattled through. And this run by Willamette is just a killer for Roseburg. Down by 11 with 4 minutes to go in the third. A foul on the floor by the Wolverines, their second. And it's really not like Roseburg hasn't gotten something that they can knock down. They just can't get it to go through the net here. This has been a 7-0 run to start the third quarter for Willamette. Off the front iron for Mendoza. A second chance on the rebound by Wilder. And Roseburg's done a decent job rebounding here to start the third. They've given themselves a lot of looks. They just haven't been able to get anything to fall. Wilder at the right elbow. Back to Williams. He'll launch a 3. There we go, finally. Boston Williams, his first points of the night, hits a 3. And Roseburg's back within 8. 3:40 to play. Pressure in the backcourt, and a foul called against Roseburg. It was Smisek who tries to slip through 2 defenders and draws that whistle. First foul against Roseburg. That'll be the first against Micah Mendoza. In the backcourt, Hall. 2 Roseburg players on him. Smisek gets it. Pass it across the timeline to the middle of the long. Far side, Hall had the open look, doesn't take the shot. Willamette will set up the half-court offense. Long dribbles to the right side into the corner. Zumwalt sends it back to the top. Long wasn't ready for it. Fullerton with the ball and the lay-in. And Roseburg, a little bit of a push there, getting themselves back into this one. 33-27, a 6-point game. Zumwalt right corner, underhands it back out to Long. Who puts up he says, slow it down. Here we go, settle in. Smisek drives in. He gets that one poked away by Wilder. Stedman tracks down the rebound, and up the floor comes Roseburg. Wilder turns, he attacks, gets underneath. Some contact, no whistle, but he does get the bucket. And Roseburg on a quick run, 7-0, and they're back within 4. Long left side, ball poked away by Wilder. Gets it to Mendoza. Mendoza driving in. His shot won't fall. Rebound goes into the hands of Smisek. And a timeout taken by Willamette. Oh, man, if Roseburg could actually get some of these point-blank shots to fall, they'd be leading comfortably at the moment. As it is, they trail by 4 after a quick run, 7-0. 30-second timeout here from Willamette High School. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met. and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Roseburg basketball on the score tonight, brought to you by our friends at Good Vibrations Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. And by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. Well, Roseburg responding to the 7-0 run by Willamette to start the second half. They get their own 7-0 run. They get themselves back within 4. That's where they were at the end of the first half. But, man, there have been so many missed shots from point-blank range in this one. Willamette will have the basketball out of the timeout. The Wolverines with 2 left, Roseburg with 3 left. Roseburg continues to press. A jump pass. Long will get it up the floor to Smisek, and he'll have to revert back out. Long will get it at the top. Roseburg looking to try and amp up the defensive pressure here. Arroy will hold at the top, pass it away left side. The Wolverines willing to slow things down for sure. Almost poked away by Stedman. Driving in goes Arroy. High off the glass. No. Wilder rips away the rebound. Had players all over him. Arroy takes it. Misses his first. Misses his second. Now it's Conovad. He misses. There's bodies on the floor. They got people just hands everywhere. And Arroy on his 4th attempt finally gets it to go through. They're letting them play apparently here tonight. Stedman draws it out to the center circle. Roseburg trails 35-29 with 1:35 to go in the third. Mendoza launch out to the top. Stedman into the middle. Finds Wilder, who gets bullied by Conovad and ends up on the floor. That'll send Jace Wilder to the free throw line. Roseburg's only shot 2 free throws in this game. That foul goes against Conovad, who picks up his 3rd. Jace Wilder at the line. He's been really active here in this third quarter. He's only got the 2 points so far, but he has picked up a ton of rebounds, it feels like, and has been active underneath trying to box out and defensively. Puts up the first free throw. Good. Coming into the game is Jordan Thatcher for Shimon DeRoy. Tonight's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County with the largest selection of over, let's say this again here, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Wilder misses the second, but it's Boston Williams with the offensive board. Down to 1:20 to go. Baseline cutter, Micah Mendoza gets the bucket and a foul. And Roseburg's back to within 3 and a chance to make it a 2-point game. At the line goes Micah Mendoza. Mendoza now with 13 points in the ball game. He's got 14 as he's now 3 of 3 at the line. Sub in for Willamette. It'll be Miles Brooks that'll check in for Conovad. 2-point ball game, 35-33. Roseburg back in this one, and hustling to get a steal is Fullerton. Lobs it to Stedman. He tries to save it back in. He will get it to Wilder. Now the ball tipped out of bounds. Willamette was able to get a hand on that one. That's good. They've got a player down on the sideline. Thatcher will get up. A lot of bodies flying all over, everyone hustling to the basketball. Thatcher seems to be all right. He's up walking around. Kind of seems like he's a little woozy there, but he kind of maybe got a little scared. Flying into the stands there. Roseburg keeps the possession here. Fullerton lobs to the rim and a monster jam. Micah Mendoza with the alley-oop from Hunter Fullerton on the assist, and Roseburg's in front. They tie it up on that bucket. 35-all. Fullerton pestering Long. He gets the pass away to Hall. He'll launch a deep 3. Looks off. It is, but a rebound down by Smisek. Poked out by Fullerton. And we got some pushing and shoving going here. Hunter Fullerton ended up on the ground. He took a huge flop there. I didn't see what initiated that, but Fullerton went flying. Then Boston Williams and a player for Willamette got separated. And there's some words getting shared both sides. We'll wait and see if anything assessed here, but things getting chippy. And Coach Carpenter over there hollering. Coach Humphreys is chatting with his team in front of their bench. 33 seconds to go here in this third quarter. See how we got on this replay here of the dunk. That was quite the alley-oop there by Fullerton. We might just missed it. That was something. It did tie this game up at 35. The officials, we'll see if they assess anything here. Coaches are going to come in and talk with the official as well. So, see if cooler heads can prevail for the final 8 minutes and 33.3 seconds of this ball game. A tight one here, 35 all. Go to the monitor at the scores. Now, we don't have that. We don't have the capabilities of ESPN and Pac-12 Network and whatnot. Pull it up on YouTube if you want and watch it back there and see who started the pushing and shoving, I guess. Tonight's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. When you get ready to take that dream trip, contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel and make sure that you have an agent in your corner during these complicated travel times. Flyaway, 672-5701. I didn't see any signal of any technicals assigned, I don't think. The official is going to walk over to one of the officials are. They're not really explaining it to the rest of the arena. They're just giving it to the scorer's table. I think Willamette's fans behind the scorer's table are clapping, so I think there might be a foul coming up on Roseburg here. They put up the X, so I think we're going to get free throws for Willamette here. While we still wait on things to get figured out here, tonight's game brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Okay, Smysick. Okay, so Boston got a tech, and Smysick got a intentional foul. So both teams assessed fouls, so I guess both teams will get free throws. Again, Roseburg Honda, buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. Micah misses the first of his 2 technical free throws here. And the second. He had been perfect at the line. He misses both of them there. So now we'll go the other side, and it'll be Braden Long to shoot the 2 technical foul free throws. And now they're giving a warning to the official over there who's staring down the student section. It's always something. First free throw for Braden Long goes in, so he will give Willamette the lead back here on these free throws. Second one is good as well. So Braden Long will hit them both. And Willamette will get the basketball. So 37-35 with 33.3 seconds to play in the third quarter after all of the dust up. We are back to the action. Hall out at the top. Stedman right on him. Draped all over him. Smysick on the left side. Holding. He's been holding forever. Got to give him a 5 count eventually. Smysick driving against Fullerton. Back out to the top of the hall, down to 9 seconds to play. Right side, Long driving in. Turnaround fadeaway jumper. Oh my goodness, high off the glass. And that will end the third quarter. Braden Long with 4 straight points to end the third quarter gives Willamette a 39-35 lead as we go to the fourth. Back after a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Start the fourth quarter here at Willamette High School. Roseburg trailing 39-35. Willamette will start with the basketball. Braden Long backing his way up the floor against Owen Bentia. Left side, Brooks had it stripped out of his hands, and it's going to be called off of Jace Wilder as he slapped it out of the hands of Miles Brooks. You've got Hall, Smysick, Long, Brooks, and Thatcher on the floor for Willamette. Wilder, Fullerton, Bentia, Stedman, and Mendoza on the floor for Roseburg. Lob out to the top. Long with it. 4-point lead. Willamette led by as many as 11 in that third quarter. Drawing it out is Thatcher. Crossover to his right. Looks, finds the open man. Wide open underneath is Brooks. Got wide open and lost in the middle. 41-35, and a blocking foul called against Willamette as Owen Bentia drives baseline. And looks like it'll be a 1-and-1 here. Be the third on Smysick. One official signaling 1-and-1. Nope, not yet. Not a 1-and-1 yet. So inbound at the baseline for Roseburg. 16 fouls against Willamette, 2 against Roseburg. Inbound goes to the far corner to Wilder. Fake, drives in, gets a triple team out to Stedman. He'll drive in, finds Bentia on the baseline. He's short. And man, I can't believe Roseburg's missed as many as they have from point blank range. Willamette trying to draw a flopping foul. Brooks gets up and has to run down the floor. Out at the top, Long to the right side. Hall will give it to Smysick. 6-point ball game here. Smysick driving in, and Roseburg mugs him. Got 3 players there. It looked like Wilder got hit with the errant elbow, but underneath, Smysick draws the foul. Will go to the line to shoot 2. Roseburg basketball this evening brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. 1 minute. Actually make that 2 minutes and 1 second exactly off the clock. At the line, Smysick misses the front end of his 2. Roseburg's got to get some momentum going here. Every time they've answered, Willamette's been able to find an answer themselves. 1 out of 2 at the line for Smysick. 42-35. Into the front court comes Roseburg. Lob across the floor. Fullerton, a left corner 3, just a bit long. Weak side rebound by Stedman. He'll keep the possession alive for Roseburg. Out at the top, Fullerton. Pressure comes on him. He'll throw it to Bentia, who gets knocked to the floor. And that will put the Wolverines over the limit. To the line will go Owen Bentia. He had 2 threes in the second quarter. He's got 6 points in the ball game. Arroy will check in, and Zumwalt will come into the game as well. Smysick and Thatcher head to the bench. 7-point game right now. One and one here. Roseburg misses. A lot of opportunities left empty for the Tribe tonight. Long will bring it up the far side, pass it up to Arroy. Back to Long, reverts it back out, and the Wolverines reset. Dribbling right hand, Arroy back out to Hall. 6:20 and counting. Ball poked away. That look, it went off the leg of Hall possibly there, but it'll stay with the Wolverines. Mendoza had tipped it away from Hall, and I thought it might have rolled off his leg and out of bounds. Inbound here on the near sideline. Zumwalt will toss it in to Brooks. He drives baseline and draws a whistle. So the whistle goes on Owen Bentia, who picks up his second. Sorry, make that his third. Inbound from the baseline, got to get it in. Lob it high out to the top to Zumwalt. Arroy will draw it towards the midcourt stripe. Works right side, hands it off to Long. Switch, Wilder on him. Long, couple of back and forth, nearly lost it. Now it is Wilder comes up with it. A whistle and a travel call. That turnover by Roseburg. 6:01 to go. Arroy working against Stedman. Double team comes. Arroy picks up the dribble. That ball tipped out by Wilder. Stays with the Wolverines. Roseburg's doing everything they can to keep themselves in this game defensively. But they will go back and watch the film on this one and kick themselves for all the missed opportunities. Long. Out of the top, double team comes. He dribbles away from it. They track him down. He'll pass it away to Roy. Now Roy at the top has it taken away by Stedman. Out in front of everybody, and he misses another lay-in. You just can't be this unlucky. And now up the floor, a jump ball called. Possession arrow to Roseburg. I may have to go back and watch the video on this. As now more talking afterwards. 5.5 to go in this one. As back into the game comes Caden Garcia, the freshman. Arroy will take a seat. I may have to go back and watch this one and see just how many Roseburg missed from right at the basket. Stedman gets it. Still a lot of time in this one. 5:20 and Roseburg in the bonus, so there's time to cut down the deficit. Bounce it away. Hard pass there by Stedman. Almost threw it away. Now a pass to Mendoza. Not a great pass by Bentia there, and it was Brooks that knocked it away and almost had the poke away. Roseburg will get it in on the near side here. Stedman to the top. Almost traveled. He was able to keep that foot planted. Williams hands it off to Bentia. He drives in. Spin move to his right. Count the bucket and a foul for Owen Bentia. .507 here in the period. Looking for the three-point play is Owen Bentia. Got it. Back to a 4-point game. Toss up the floor. Long receives it, brings it in a hurried manner into the front court. Pass left side, Zumwalt. Willamette looks like, I don't know if they're going to necessarily rush anything up here. They'll be willing to hold on to the basketball. Out at the top, the freshman with it. Garcia dribbles back to his right. Double team pressure comes. His pass knocked away, but he gets a hand back in there. A foul or a jump ball? I think a foul. You had Garcia rolling around on the floor with it. That was called a travel against Wilder earlier. It's a jump ball call. The official initially put up thumbs like it was a jump ball and then signaled quickly to Willamette. Didn't know if he was eventually calling a foul there. Down to 4.5 here in this fourth quarter. 42-38, Roseburg trailing. Willamette with it, split the defense. That's stinking away by Wilder. Gets it to Stedman, up the floor to Mendoza. He lays it in. Back to a 2-point game, 42-40. Pass inbound. Long will get it to Garcia. Bounces it up the floor to Zumwalt. Back to Garcia with the left hand. Dribbles up the floor. Pass it left side. Hall. That one. Whistle. Travel. Whistle. Hall. He went on the Euro step jump stop there around the defender, and a poke in there by Roseburg gets called for the foul. That will send Jacob Hall to the free throw line. He's 1 of 2 at the stripe tonight. It's a 2-point ball game, and he looks to add to it here. He will. Tonight's contest sponsored by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Second free throw here for Hall, the sophomore. Gets them both. 44-40. 4:04 to go. Right side, Stedman gets it to Williams, launches a three, no, goes in, looking for the rebound. He can't control it. It's out of bounds to Willamette. Roseburg continues to press in the backcourt. That ball nearly taken away from Smysick. He does manage to keep it and get it up the floor for the Wolverines. Smysick with it out at the top. Pass it away left side, look to the middle. Hall there. Gets it back after it was poked away from him. Down to 3.5 to go. Right hand dribble for Long, hands it off to Smysick. Dribbles around Stedman, pass back out, ball tipped to Mendoza. He's going to try to outrace the field, goes right to the rim, and Mendoza finishes with the left hand to get Roseburg back within 2. Timeout taken down on the floor. And Roseburg will use one. I'll use one as well. 30-second timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Roseburg basketball brought to you by Dr. Lance and Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call them at 541-378-6694. Out of the timeout, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on the Score. Willamette with the basketball out of the timeout. Get it into the front court. Roseburg double teams. Throw across the floor. Poked away by Stedman, but he can't get to it in time to save it back in bounds. Roseburg trailing 44-42 with 3:14 to play in this one. Substitution, Shamonda Roy will come in for Smysick. Willamette will inbound in front of the scorer's table. Hall picked up the dribble in the backcourt, tosses it, ball over his head, pass up the floor. Now gets it back, left side, Roy draws it out. Bounce pass, stolen away by Mendoza, one-on-one to the rim. He takes the contact, can't get the bucket. He'll go to the line with a chance to tie it here. Micah Mendoza to the stripe after the foul called on Shamonda Roy. Micah to the stripe. And after starting 3 for 3, he's now missed his next 3. Chance to make it a 1-point game. Nope. That basket is just very unfriendly tonight for Roseburg. 2:50 to play. Pass up the floor. Zumwalt on the near sideline, into the middle, long, through the middle to Brooks, and he'll finish with the left hand. 4-point game and a turnover in transition. Roseburg throws it across the end line. Down to 2:39. Pressure in the backcourt. Long up the floor to Arroy on the right side. Gets trapped. He steps on the sideline. He got too close and turns it over. 2:31 in the game. This one still very much in reach for Roseburg. This is definitely one they would hate to let slip away. Out at the top. Mendoza against Brooks. Little isolation between the leg dribble. Goes left side. Lost the handle. He ended up on the floor, and Willamette comes away with it. Up the floor, Hall. Left side to Arroy. He goes right in. He missed too long. A putback attempt is off the mark. Underneath, it's Wilder that comes away with it after 2 looks for Willamette, and there is a huge dunk by Mendoza to make it a 2-point game. 1:53 to go. Roseburg needs another stop here. Pass across the floor. Arroy to the right side. Hall out to the top. A 3 by Long. Back iron, no. Wilder trying to fight away from Brooks. Can't get it. Down to 1:40. Another 3 by Long. It's short. Underneath. Brooks gets hit by Bentia. .136 to play. Owen Bentia, I believe, picks up his 4th. And Roseburg not over the penalty yet as far as the scoreboard says. Yeah, I thought they were setting up for free throws there. They will instead set up to inbound from the baseline. 2-point game with 1:36 to go. Roseburg down to Willamette here in the Wolverine Den. It has been dangerous tonight here for the Indians. Wide open underneath is Zumwalt. He gets hit as Mendoza thought he had a block. And the Roseburg faithful that have traveled well here tonight, letting the officials know they don't agree with the call. Exactly 90 seconds to play in this one. And Cole Zumwalt will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. He's got 3 points in the game, his first free throws on the night. Right-handed shooter, the sophomore Zumwalt. First free throw, clanks off. Substitution coming in for the shooter after the next shot. Still a 2-point ball game. It'll remain a 1-possession game based no matter what happens here. Second free throw off the iron. Rebound comes down to Boston Williams. Tracks it down. Roseburg a chance to tie or take the lead. Open underneath. Wilder puts up the shot. He rushed it underneath. Brooks with the rebound. And Willamette will keep it. Trap in the backcourt. And a timeout taken by Willamette before they give up the ball as Shimon Roy trapped on the baseline. Roseburg and a technical foul. Technical foul on Shimon Roy, I believe, there. Yeah, Arroy whistled for the technical. I was looking down. I looked up and I saw Coach Humphreys hollering at the officials. I think Arroy had been talking to the Roseburg bench as he was walking over for the timeout, and that is our second technical of this game. We also had an intentional foul. This one, needless to say, has gotten a little chippy. It's a 2-point ball game with 1:16 to go, and Roseburg's going to get technical free throws here with 1:16 to go in this one. The officials talking with Coach Tad Carpenter, who looks to be not necessarily believing what he's being told by the officials. While we have it here, Let's go ahead and tell you that tonight's game and our player of the game sponsor this year, once again, is Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. Stop by to fill up after home games, or you can come on by and watch the live stream during away games, like here at Willamette High School. That is Mountain Mike's Pizza the way it ought to be. 1:16 to play in this one. And once the teams are done with the timeout here, Roseburg will have 2 technical free throws coming up. Man, been a heated one and a close one here tonight, so definitely been an entertaining ball game, that's to say the least. Final score from Roseburg High School, Willamette beating Roseburg 44-22. Not a bad second half for Roseburg, putting up 21 points in the second half after only 1 point in the first half. All right, at the line is Owen Bentia. We are into the bonus for both teams. Roseburg in the double bonus, Willamette single bonus. Owen Bentia at the line. Misses the first. Roseburg trying to put anybody at the line to make free throws here. Bentia gets 1 out of 2 to make it a 1-point game. Missed opportunities, kind of the key phrase in this one tonight. Roseburg basketball, though, they trail by 1, 1:13 to go. A bucket could give them their first lead since, I believe, the second quarter. Left side, Mendoza draws it back out, working against Long. Mendoza going isolation here. Hands it off to Boston Williams, and a timeout taken by Coach Humphreys. Both teams with 1 timeout left in this one. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second timeout and come back with the conclusion to tonight's ball game on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Well, what better way to finish out your Friday night with an exciting high school basketball game here from the Wolverine Den at Willamette High School. Don't forget, folks, we will be closing the entry opportunity if you want to get in with our Super Squares game. We'll have the opportunity for you to win a 65-inch 4K Smart TV from All Wired Up, plus installation, or other prizes from B&D Meats, all based on how things go in the big game Sunday. It's our Super Squares game presented by All Wired Up. Sign up now at 541radio.com. 58.8 seconds to go. Wilder inbounds to Bentia. You've got Bentia, Stedman, Wilder, Mendoza, and Williams on the floor for Roseburg. Williams gets it at the right elbow. Bentia launches a 3. Back iron, no. Rebound pulled down by Arroy. In the backcourt, Smysick with it. And a foul by Mendoza. We'll walk the other direction for free throws here. Smysick will go to the line. He is 1 of 2 at the stripe in this one. He'll get a 1-and-1 opportunity. That is the 3rd on Mendoza. One-point lead right now for Willamette. Smysick, a practice shot before the lefty launches the first, and he hits it. 2-point game. Down to 41.9 to play. Second free throw for Smysick. Gets them both. Makes it a 3-point game. Substitutions. No, timeout taken. They called a foul on Boston Williams. Thought it was a dead ball, and suddenly they're whistling Boston Williams. Well, close game here. All these whistles, technicals, or whatever. Jordan Humphreys, he's got to be careful, not earn a technical himself. And now he's got one. Free throws down the stretch here. I mean, frustrating game all the way around. 41.9. It's a three-point game at 48-45, and Roseburg's got a technical on the coach, as well as there was some sort of foul on Boston Williams, I guess. I honestly don't know what the foul on Williams was about. That's the second on him. Braden Long is waiting to shoot free throws here. Officials appear to be ready to finally get back to action. 41.9, and we've got technical free throws. Braden Long at the line. And he makes it an adventure, but he puts it through. And the second free throw went through, but the whistle stops it before he shoots. Honestly, well, I don't know. I've lost all words to explain what's happening. I don't know. I feel like we are breaking down every inch of the ball game. They're going to get somebody else. So did the basket count? Scoreboard still reads 48-45. He made one of the free throws. Well, Smiesik's at the line now, and he misses a free throw. He'll get a second here. I don't know what's happening. Smiesik gets the second. So I guess Smiesik hits the free throws for the foul by Boston Williams, and now Braden Long will go to the line and shoot the two technicals. He hits the first. Second one coming. And he hits the second. Long is a perfect 5 for 5 at the stripe, and it's now suddenly a 6-point ball game with 41.9 to play, and Willamette with the basketball. Not sure if we'll get Coach Jordan Humphreys in the postgame for this one. I got to imagine he's a little frustrated. His ball tipped away, and now Shimon Roy will take the foul. Roseburg wanted to foul immediately to try and save the clock. 1 second ticked off the clock. Actually, 2 seconds tick off. 39.9 now. And Shimon Roy goes to the free throw line. He is 0 for 2. Misses the front end. Both teams in the double bonus. 6-point ball game, 39.9 to play. Roseburg trailing 51-45. Second free throw, Roy hits it. 52-45. Roseburg quickly up the floor. That one stripped out of the hands of Micah Mendoza, out of bounds. Roseburg fans wanting a foul don't get the call. Stedman will inbound it from the baseline out to Micah. Short on the three-pointer. Rebound comes down to Roy, and he will get fouled by Owen Bentia, who I believe fouls out of the game with that one. And that's a three-point shooter Roseburg would like to have on the floor, but he likely be heading to the bench. Speaking of shooters on the bench, right now Hunter Fullerton's over there. Fans starting to head to the exits with 28.1 seconds to play. Free throws here for Shimon Roy. So Bentia will foul out of the game. He will exit with 8, 9, 10 points in this one, it looks like. Hunter Fullerton back into the game for Roseburg. Shamon DeRoy, 1 for 4 at the line. We'll head back there. He's got 5 in this ball game. And he's short on the front end again. Willamette will empty the lane to try and make sure they are back on defense as Roseburg will rush it down, trailing by 7. Only Wilder and Mendoza underneath the basket. Second free throw, no. Wilder with the rebound. Rushes it up the floor to Stedman. He'll launch a 3 from the right wing. That misses everything and out of bounds. 20.1 seconds to go. A timeout taken by Roseburg as they trail by 7. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Portland Trailblazers basketball going on tonight up at the Moda Center. And at halftime right now, the Blazers trailing Oklahoma City 72-68. High-scoring first half between those two teams here tonight. Lower scoring game tonight for Roseburg and Willamette. The Wolverines, though, have surpassed their season average of 49.1 points per game. Roseburg well below their average of 73.1. Full court pressure here by Roseburg as Willamette lobs it into Zumwalt. Zumwalt back to Arroy. Arroy gets it to Long, and now they will foul. That wasted a lot of time there, 14.2 seconds to go, and Long will head to the free throw line, and he's not necessarily the guy you want shooting free throws. He is a perfect 5 for 5. Oh, the Wolverine den has not been kind to Roseburg here tonight. Long hits the first. Coming up next for Willamette, they'll be on the road at South Eugene next Tuesday for Valentine's Day. Roseburg will be on the road at North Medford. 2 free throws for Willamette. 54-45. Mendoza driving in, got hit. They will not give him the continuation, so he'll head to the line for 2 free throws. Foul goes up on Jordan Smisick. He picks up his 5th and will foul out of this one here tonight. Into the game came Miles Brooks. Mendoza snaps his streak of 4 straight missed free throws, hits one there. 10.4 seconds to play in this one. Mendoza, the lefty, second one coming. He'll hit that one. 54-47. Roseburg racing to try and get the ball away from Braden Long, and he'll draw the whistle. Stedman trying to get his hands in for the jump ball, but won't get that. Clock stops with 8.4 to play. And Braden Long back at the free throw line. Micah Mendoza gets over 20 again here tonight. He's averaged 28.5 points in his last 4 games. He's at 22 here tonight, but I think it'll be the ones that he didn't get that he's going to be worried about here. Braden Long hits another free throw. Carter Stedman fouled out on that last one. 2 free throws there for Braden Long. Mark Oha, his pass is stolen away, and this one's going to go final. Willamette's going to get a chance to celebrate a 56-47 win over Roseburg here at home at the Wolverine Den. We'll come back with your postgame show after this 2-minute timeout as the Wolverines hand Roseburg their 4th loss in Southwest Conference play. Back after a 2-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google-certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Back here at Willamette High School, where tonight the Roseburg boys will fall to the Wolverines by a final score of 56-47. Tough one here tonight. Wolverines now go to 9-12 on the season, 3-6 in conference play. Roseburg will go to 4-4 in conference, and now 14-6 on the year. Frustrating one tonight. For the first time this season, Roseburg falls in back-to-back games this season. They had not lost in back-to-back outings all year. It was an interesting game, to say the least. I think the key, or the term to take away from this one tonight, was missed opportunities here this evening. The videotape will be very interesting to see. Roseburg's shooting percentage had to be tough to swallow, and a lot of those misses came from point-blank range. So that'll definitely be something to follow as we get into recapping this one, get all those final numbers put together. 5 for 9 at the line for Micah Mendoza. And that was definitely, he started out 3 for 3, finishes 5 for 9. Let's see here, 6, 7, 8. So Roseburg goes 8 of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 8 of 14 at the line. Not a terrible percentage. Right around probably their average at about 66%. But that's 6 points in what turned out to be a 9-point loss for Roseburg. And just all sorts of shots at point-blank range that just did not fall. Roseburg also, after hitting 4 threes in the first half, they hit just 1 in the second half. So shots just not dropping. And on the other side, Willamette hits their free throws. I mean, that's really a big thing there. In the fourth quarter, they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for 10, 15, 16, 14 for 17 in the fourth quarter alone for Willamette as they put up 17 points in the fourth. And 14 of those come at the free throw line. That doesn't add up, though, here. Let me double-check that. Did I do my math correctly here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 for 17. 15. Yeah, 13 for 17. That adds up correctly there for Willamette. So they hit their free throws there in the fourth quarter to help them stay in front. Roseburg only led once, I believe. Yeah, only led once in this game after a three by Carter Stedman with 6:50 to go in the second quarter. Only time they took a lead. They did battle and get it down to a single possession game. They had it down to a one-point game. They had chances to tie the game or take the lead at the free throw line late in this one and just never could get the ball to go through the hoop. Taking a look at scoring from this one, unofficially here, I think I might be missing 2 points for Roseburg, and we'll double-check everything here in the postgame. But unofficially, 22 points for Micah Mendoza. Also in double figures, 10 points for Owen Bentia before he fouls out. Then you had 4 points for Hunter Fullerton, 3 for Boston Williams, 3 for Jace Wilder, and 3 for Carter Stedman before he fouled out of the game. On the other side for Willamette, 23 points for Braden Long. Then 5 points for Jacob Hall, 5 points for Shimon DeRoy, 10 points for Miles Brooks, 6 points for Jordan Smisick, 2 for Zayden Conovad, and 2 for Jaden Owens in there as well. Third quarter started with both teams going on a 7-0 run. Roseburg didn't score for the first 3 minutes and 55 seconds of the ball game. So that obviously not ideal either there. Tough one here tonight. Roseburg did pick up 2 technical fouls, I believe. Yeah, 2 technical fouls in this one for Roseburg. Also, there was an intentional foul on Willamette in there, so it got chippy. Yeah. Tough week this week for Roseburg as they fall to South Medford and fall to Willamette. And now, based on how things go for Grants Pass and North Medford tonight, if both of those teams win, Roseburg will find itself in 4th place in the Southwest Conference. And suddenly, this will be a road loss against number 39 Willamette in the power rankings. That, not great. Good thing it's on the road. That'll help soften the blow a little bit, but this will definitely take a hit on Roseburg's RPI, which will be determined. That'll be the determining factor in Roseburg getting a home playoff game this season. Well, as said, I don't know if Coach Humphreys is going to be interested in coming up and answering any questions here in the post-game show. I know a frustrating one tonight for Roseburg, and he may be less interested in talking to the media right now until he gets a chance to go back and cool down and gather his thoughts just a little bit. Don't blame him on that one, but kind of was stalling a little bit there to see if he might make his way up here. As we wrap up here things tonight, it's time now to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game here this evening. Micah Mendoza, obviously a nice night with 22 points. I thought Carter Stedman did a lot of good things this evening. So did Jace Wilder in the second half, trying to help power Roseburg back into this ball game. I thought those were some of the key players in this one for Roseburg tonight. Owen Bentia came off the bench and put up 10 points as well. Let's see here. You know what? Going to give it to Jace Wilder tonight. I thought he was a big part in the run by Roseburg to get back in it after trailing, going down 7-0 in the start of the third quarter. Roseburg gives up that 7-0 run. I thought that Jace did a good job of helping Roseburg get back into it to make a ball game of it. So tonight, Jace Wilder will be your Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. And Carter Stedman looks like he is tonight's rebounding leader. Your in-the-paint rebound leader, brought to you by Colorcraft, the only Benjamin Moore dealer in Douglas County. Carter Stedman receiving a $10 gift certificate to Java Run as tonight's rebound leader. I had him down with 8. All righty, well, not the way we wanted to end the week here at Willamette High School as Roseburg falls to the Wolverines by a score of 56-47. But there are still 5 more games. Sorry, make that 4 more games for Roseburg and 3 more games for Willamette in conference play. So 4 more chances for Roseburg to try and secure themselves a spot in the postseason, as well as maybe a spot with a home playoff game. We'll figure out how all of that sets up as we get ready for next week's Valentine's Day game at North Medford. As we wrap things up here, we'll go ahead and say thank you to the Willamette Wolverines for hosting us here tonight. Great hosts, helping us set up with a broadcast spot this evening. Want to say thanks to Athletic Director Russ Bullen, Head Coach Jordan Humphreys, and the entire Roseburg basketball team for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Landon for helping out with the video stream here tonight, running our camera this evening. And thanks to Abby Knight back in the studio for running the radio production for us here this evening. And as always, want to say thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for another broadcast of Roseburg boys basketball here on The Score. We'll be back on the airwaves coming up next Tuesday. And without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself, so I hope you will tune in next Tuesday night when Roseburg heads to North Medford to take on the Black Tornado. They're scheduled to tip off at 6:45, which means our pregame coverage will start at 6:30. You can catch the action streaming live online at 541radio.com and right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.